Hello, this is Majesty Christian Television Network. My name is Apostle HelenRuth Dorkenoo. Today I am seated here with my two beautiful spiritual children, and they are youngsters. So I want to know a little bit of what is playing out in their heart when we talk about the young ones serving God and coming to receive Jesus as their Lord and personal Savior. As you know, many of the youngsters are not in the kingdom, and then I want to know a little bit from these ones. What could be the reasons? Is it that church is not exciting to them, or there's something else they would prefer above being in God's presence? But for me, in our generation, there was nothing like an option. You just have to serve God. So, in this broadcast with me, I have
Angelina?
yes, and
And Douglas.
Douglas. So, are you delighted to be here?
Of course, I am delighted.
Very
Uh,
much so.
thank you for being here. So, please, you that is watching us, we also thank you for allowing us to be in your home or in any of your device, and we hope that you can call us on 020 and then interact with us in this short broadcast. All right, youngsters, please. Um, is the church boring?
The church is not boring, but nowadays youth, if they want to come to church, is they can be influenced by friends
Okay,
and influenced by work. If they really can't, they can say that, oh, why should I come to church when I can easily go to work?
okay,
Yes, that's what I think. So I
oh,
can influence their life.
all right. So these are some of the things maybe your colleagues or people of your age do say.
Yeah, the way they are surrounded with their friends, they think, oh, why are you wasting your time to go to church when
Wow.
you when you know that you can have fun
Okay,
around
speak
us?
loud so that we can
When you
hear
can
you.
have fun around us, yeah,
Where you can have
fun
fun.
around us, like going out, partying, and yes.
Okay, yeah, and they okay, Douglas, let me hear from you.
Well, the church is obviously, in my view, not boring. Personally, I have been in the church for a very long time, I would
Yeah.
say, and based on my personal experience, I would say that it's not boring. Of course,
However,
very exciting. Yes, indeed. But as Angelina was saying,
yeah,
in the modern days, I think there are a lot of youth, as we see in the statistics,
yeah,
that a lot of youth are leaving the church. They don't feel the need to be in church anymore because for some
mm.
reason they don't see the added value of serving God.
Wow,
And I think there are, of course, numerous um, reasons why people are not going to church.
mm-hmm,
I think one of it, if we look at it, we talk specifically about the youth,
mm-hmm,
is perhaps the this idea that when you are a Christian, that you have to live a particular lifestyle, and many people are not ready to give up some of the things, like Angelina was saying, the fun things that they do.
really,
I think that's probably the biggest motivation for some to stay away. They would rather prefer to be free and be more outgoing than to commit their lives to God. So I
wow.
think that's one of the reasons. Yeah.
So, are there certain ways you think the church can be, uh, the church can maybe, what do I say? Are there certain things the church may begin to do to attract the youngsters like you?
Yeah, I think that there are a few things that the church can do. I think the tricky thing is finding the proper balance
Mm,
because the church has has its main goal of speaking about the message of God and speaking about salvation.
mm-hmm,
And I think the youth has also certain expectations. The church is not the purpose of the church to be a social club.
mm-hmm,
So you need to find that balance. I know that there are some churches, for example, in the United States,
mm-hmm.
organize like boxing competitions
Okay.
to attract the youth.
Yeah.
All sorts of things that
Yes.
creative things that people are coming up with.
Yeah.
The trick is balancing that with the message, because it's not the purpose of the church to be a playground, but a place to teach people about the ways of God. So yeah, certainly. So there are things that we can do to attract the youth. But then, like I was saying, the crux is having the
So who
finding
are the people
balance.
who supposed to do these things? Is it the pastors or the youths who are in the church supposed to find a better way to attract other youths, or is it that the youths in the churches come and then they're only looking and then looking for who will give them that attention? Can they create something for themselves? Can they come up and say, Pastor, this is what I want to do, and then if we do this, maybe it's going to help my other friends out there to also come in? Do they feel intimidated? Because I really want to know, why is it that they talking, we only see them when they want to just dance their assunto and all of that. But I mean, the church is not only about assunto.
No, certainly not.
But maybe the surrounding, the fear, like maybe somebody like to not always soft songs, but a little bit drums in the surrounding can maybe attract the person a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, the pastor can also advise somebody who in talent, because there's somebody who doesn't even have doesn't know this talent is within them. So the pastor can also let me say see that this child can even be able to become a preacher or a speaker. So
But that boils down to some of the things we discussed in the pastoral retreat we had. That most of the migrant youths want to become preachers. So like the example she just said now.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, we're expecting you people to enter into practice your profession, so that with your profession you are able to reach out to those in the secular world. It's you that will reach out to them. You see, everybody mustn't stand there at the pulpit. You can be a pastor to your boss. You can be a pastor to your GP. So, but you don't need to first come to the pulpit to preach it before you become.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Yeah,
And at the same time, we are encouraging youths to, whatever profession you have, you can still excel in that profession and still serve God. Every person must not become a preacher. You know?
Yeah.
So our people now our youths are like only wanting to be preachers.
Yeah, I think that there's certainly a lot of truth in that. I think that's one of the things that attract people, some of the youth, the opportunity to stand on the big stage, on the platform to preach or to speak the message of God. So that I think there are people a lot of the youth who probably find that very attractive.
Okay.
But to your earlier question, I think it is also for the youth. It's the mission of the youth to attract other youth. I think even it is clear that youthful people are attracted by youth. So when they see what other people are doing, other youth like them are doing, then they probably find it more attractive than when maybe somebody who's not of their age group would invite them or would speak to them. It's the personal experiences that we share, that helps to convict other youth to come to the church. So I think it's certainly the role of the youth to attract other youth to the church.
Okay.
Certainly.
Now the church is not boring to you. The church is not boring.
No.
The church is not boring.
No.
Okay, look into the camera and say something to the youth outside here. Tell them about the sweetness of the church before we sign up. Quickly.
you go first.
Okay. Well, what I want to say is that as I was saying, I've been part of the church for a very long time. I've been part of, I've actually since I can remember. and there's not a day gone by that I've not been in church and not been excited. There is so much to do in the house of God. There is so much opportunities for people to actually discover some hidden talents that they may not even have known that they had. And I think people who have not really experienced God in that way, they don't have any idea of how it really is. It's only based on misconceptions that people think that is boring, or is there's too much pressure, or whatever they may think.
Yeah.
So for me, I would like to tell the youth that come yourself and come and experience it by yourself. And then you would know that it is not what you perceive it to be, but it is much more fun. It is much more deeper. It is a better interaction. That relationship with God, it is better than anything that you could have or could even imagine.
Amen. Angelina, yes.
So what I'll add is that being a Christian is so sorry. Being a Christian is sacrifice. Give you all.
Yeah.
Give you all your heart and everything to Him, and through that you can see that God will change your life in different ways.
Yeah.
Because if you give your life to God, everything you may not even notice that your life is changing, but in the end you see, wow, this is how I've achieved believing in God,
Yes.
and believing in Jesus Christ. So
Yes.
that's a little bit I can say about it.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, that is it for now, and we think you've heard it from the youngsters. And if you are one like them, we joyfully invite you to join us every Sunday in Raggies Bus number 89, Majesty Christian Television Network, Rivers of Life Bible Church. We are lively people.
Amen.
So we invite you to join us every Sunday from 10 o'clock